Let review new curriculum for Social Studies Major, Part 2.2, Actual Let Questions with Rationale. This is JM Pedagogical Blog Review. Direction: you may get your note to answer and to record your score. There is a timer for each question. You are free to pause the video if the given time is limited for you. Do not hesitate to finish this video, for you are the next licensed professional teacher. Okay, let's get started.
Panel studies involve selecting a group of participants and collecting data from them at multiple points in time. The same individuals, households, or organizations are followed and measured repeatedly, allowing researchers to observe changes and trends within the sample over time. President Ramon Magsaysay. He was widely admired for his pro-people policies and efforts at reform, particularly in land redistribution and rural development. His administration emphasized integrity and public service, which earned him the title Champion of the Masses. In the context of social science, theory, data, and analysis are foundational tools used to systematically and empirically understand and explain social phenomena. These elements distinguish social science from other, more subjective approaches. Murray Bartlett. He was an American educator who served as the first president of the University of the Philippines, beginning in 1911 when the university was formally established. Under his leadership, UP laid the foundations of its academic and administrative systems, playing a key role in shaping modern Philippine higher education. An anthropologist seeks to understand other cultures from the perspective of an insider, a concept known as cultural relativism or emic perspective. This approach allows the anthropologist to see the world through the eyes of the people within the culture rather than judging it from their own cultural standpoint. Eastern Visayas, including areas like Samar and Leyte, experiences more rainfall and an excessively moist climate due to its direct exposure to the Pacific Ocean and the easterly winds, like amihan and typhoons. President Obama's statement, "Immigration is in America's DNA," refers to the historical fact that the United States has been built upon waves of immigration from various countries. This metaphor, melting pot, suggests that these different cultures have blended together to form a unique American identity. In Zoroastrianism, the ancient Persian religion founded by Zoroaster, or Zarathustra, Ahura Mazda is the supreme god who represents light, truth, and goodness, and is believed to be the creator of all life. The chairman of the 1934 Constitutional Convention was Claro M. Recto. He presided over the assembly that drafted the 1935 Philippine Constitution, playing a key role in its creation and presentation to U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. It was originally called the North and South Circumferential Road when constructed in the late 1930s and completed in 1940. During the American occupation, it was renamed Highway 54. In 1959, it was renamed Epifanio de los Santos Avenue in honor of the Filipino historian and scholar Epifanio de los Santos. Law protecting women and children against all forms of abuses and exploitation. Republic Act No. 9262 is officially known as the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004. It penalizes all forms of physical, sexual, psychological, and economic abuse committed against women and children, especially within intimate and domestic settings. Annam was a historical name used by Chinese dynasties and later by colonial powers to refer to what is now central Vietnam. It means pacified South in Chinese and was widely used during periods when Vietnam was under Chinese rule or influence. The State of the Nation address of the President of the Philippines is delivered every fourth Monday of July as mandated by the 1987 Philippine Constitution, specifically to coincide with the opening of the regular session of Congress. Inflation refers to a general increase in prices across goods and services over a period of time, which decreases the purchasing power of money. It's a key indicator of economic health and is monitored closely by governments and central banks. One of Rationale's known sculptures is The Power of Science Over Death, which depicts a young woman, representing science, standing triumphantly over a skull, symbolizing death. This describes the experimental method, which is used to establish cause and effect relationships. By manipulating one or more independent variables and controlling other factors, researchers observe the effect on dependent variables, often in a controlled setting like a lab. Southeast Asia Treaty Organization was established in 1954 primarily to prevent the spread of communism in Southeast Asia during the height of the Cold War. The Philippines was a founding member, and the alliance aimed to provide collective defense similar to NATO, though it was dissolved in 1977. Both Sun Yat-sen, China, and Mahatma Gandhi, India, led successful nationalistic movements that contributed to the independence or transformation of their respective nations. Education for Sustainable Development, ESD, emphasizes active, participatory, and transformative learning, which is why project-based learning is highly recommended. It enables learners to engage with real-world issues, collaborate on meaningful tasks, and develop solutions that connect local actions with global goals. In Education for Sustainable Development, ESD, the goal is to prepare learners to actively participate in creating a more sustainable and just society. This requires social skills for teamwork, collaboration, and civic engagement, emotional skills for empathy, self-awareness, and responsible decision-making. In theory, socialist countries like Russia, Soviet Union, and China were founded on the principle of establishing a classless society led by the working class, proletariat. However, in practice, power often became centralized in the hands of the Communist Party elite, not the workers. Authoritarian rule replaced true worker democracy. The ideal of the dictatorship of the proletariat, ruled by the working class, was not fully realized. Pericles, the prominent Athenian statesman during the Golden Age of Athens, was frequently likened to Zeus, the king of the Olympian gods. This comparison stemmed not only from his commanding presence and dignified appearance, but also from his influential leadership and oratorical power. Between Rizal and Bonifacio, who is more deserving to be our national hero? This is an example of divergent questioning, a type of question that encourages multiple perspectives, critical thinking, and deeper exploration. It doesn't have a single correct answer and invites students to form and justify their own viewpoints. In economic terms, a depression is a severe and prolonged downturn in economic activity. It is characterized by a significant drop in GDP, high unemployment, decline in industrial production and trade, often lasting several years. Gross national product, GNP, refers to the total market value of all final goods and services produced by the residents of a country in a given period, usually a year, regardless of whether the production takes place domestically or abroad. Scarcity means that resources are limited and cannot meet all human wants and needs. The best ways to address scarcity include distributing resources equitably, promotes fairness in access, making right choices in capital goods, involves wise investment to boost productivity, using resources efficiently, maximizes output with minimal waste. Adam Smith's concept of the invisible hand refers to the self-regulating nature of a free market economy, where individuals pursuing their own self-interest unintentionally promote the overall good of society. This mechanism guides the economy by keeping prices low and allocating resources efficiently, leading to prosperity without the need for government intervention. The privatization of the Metropolitan Waterworks and Sewerage System, MWSS, is well documented. The Supreme Court described how the government privatized the MWSS by entering into concession agreements with private entities, Maynilad and Manila Water, for the operation of waterworks and sewerage systems. The rationale included improving efficiency and reducing the government's financial burden. While geographical location can influence economic activity, e.g., access to trade routes, climate, or natural barriers, it is not a core productive factor in classical economics. Following World War II, Japan was occupied and administered by the United States from 1945 to 1952 under the leadership of General Douglas MacArthur. During this period, sweeping reforms were introduced, including demilitarization, democratization, and a new constitution. Notably, Emperor Hirohito remained on the throne, but only as a symbolic figurehead, marking the end of imperial rule in political affairs. Mao Zedong, Zedong, launched the Cultural Revolution in 1966 to reinforce communist ideology, eliminate capitalist, traditional, and cultural elements, and reassert his control over the Communist Party and Chinese society. This movement mobilized the youth through the Red Guards, targeted intellectuals, and upended institutions to ensure the revolutionary spirit remained alive. In 1782, during the Spanish colonial period, the tobacco monopoly was established by Governor-General José Bosco y Vargas. This policy required the massive cultivation of tobacco in selected provinces of the Philippines for government profit. The main tobacco-growing provinces under the monopoly were Cagayan, Nueva Ecija, Batangas, Ilocos Norte and Sur, La Union, Isabela. During Deng Xiaoping's 1984 economic reforms, China embraced market-oriented changes like allowing market prices, permitting private enterprise, and encouraging the free play of market forces within a socialist framework. The bow was the national weapon of the ancient Persians around 500 BC, especially under the Achaemenid Empire. Persian archers were famed for their skill and mobility, often fighting as mounted archers, which made their cavalry the backbone of their military might. This gave them speed and range on the battlefield, key advantages in their vast empire. Epic literature consists of long narrative poems or stories that recount the adventures and deeds of heroic figures or gods, often dealing with themes of creation, human origins, and great floods. In ancient Egypt, while there was notable advancement in medical knowledge, including diagnostic texts and surgical tools, many treatments were intertwined with spiritual beliefs. Illness was often thought to be caused by supernatural forces, so physicians combined physical remedies with magical spells and charms to heal patients. Modern teaching aids increasingly rely on digital technology, with computer software offering interactive, multimedia-rich, and customizable learning experiences. Attila the Hun was the ruler of the Huns from 434 to 453 AD and is known for his military prowess and leadership over a vast empire stretching across Central and Eastern Europe. Hammurabi was the sixth king of the first Babylonian dynasty, reigning from around 1792 to 1750 BCE. He is best known for the Code of Hammurabi, one of the earliest and most complete written legal codes in history. Alleged extrajudicial killings, killings carried out without legal due process, represent a direct violation of the right to life, which is universally recognized as one of the most fundamental human rights. It is enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 3, and echoed in many national constitutions, including the Philippine Constitution. That phrase, "no one is above the law," is the essence of the rule of law, a foundational democratic principle ensuring that laws apply equally to everyone, including leaders and institutions. It reinforces the idea that power is exercised through legal frameworks. The statement, "women are weaker," is a biased and unfounded stereotype that is not supported by research and has no place in evidence-based analysis of poverty. The International Labor Organization, ILO, and other development agencies emphasize structural inequalities and systemic barriers. Mores are deeply held societal norms or customs that carry strong moral significance. The Ten Commandments, though rooted in religious tradition, are often internalized and followed by many because they reflect universal human values, like respecting life, honesty, and social order, which fulfill fundamental personal and societal needs. Fads, fashion, and crazes are often part of what's called folkways, social norms that are casual, flexible, and change rapidly depending on time, place, and social group. They're usually driven by popular culture, media, or peer influence and don't have lasting moral or societal weight, which makes them naturally short-lived. Ethnocentrism is the belief that one's own culture, values, or way of life is superior to others. A person with this attitude tends to judge other cultures based on their own cultural norms, reject or criticize differences as wrong or inferior, fail to appreciate cultural diversity. When Filipino professionals emigrate, their home country may experience brain drain, a loss of skilled, educated workers to other nations. This can affect local industries, healthcare, education, and innovation due to the outflow of talent that could have contributed to national development. Social scientists view culture as the total way of life shared by a group of people, which includes beliefs, values, norms, and mores, language, customs, traditions, and social practices, institutions, laws, arts, technologies, and everyday behavior. This reflects Herbert Spencer's theory of social evolution, which applied principles of biological evolution to human societies. He believed societies, like organisms, must adapt to their environments to continue existing. If they fail to do so, they stagnate or collapse. This idea is often summed up by his famous phrase, survival of the fittest. The environment plays a central role in shaping the way people build their homes and adapt their lifestyles. Different climates, natural hazards, and available materials lead to cultural variations in shelter design and construction. A primary group is characterized by intimate, face-to-face interactions, close, personal, and enduring relationships. Examples: family, close friends, and small peer groups.
How many correct answers did you get in this review? You may share it on the comment box. I hope you got a passing score and you learn as well. Good luck let passers and top-notcher, claim it. Congratulations to the March 2025 Let Passer. Congratulations teachers on passing the board exams. Your hard work and dedication have paid off. This achievement is just the beginning of a bright future ahead. Wishing you continued success in all your endeavors. The next video will appear on screen. Click it to watch, or you may choose the playlist for more related videos.